microphone, so we do that payment.
One, two, microphone. Can you, unasikiza? Unasikia?
Check 1 2.
And this one?
1 2.
Yeah, but it's gonna kinetic, so you need to use gonna pick all these noises.
This one? Ah, okay.
So you reduce like your
Jones.
Let's make that payment. Come.
Unanisikia? Huh? Bado uski? Uski? Moja mbili, 1 2. Microphone check.
And
Microphone check.
Wait.
Microphone check. Iko sawa? Tufunge hiyo window. Unanisikia? Iko sawa?
Masha payment.
Iko sawa?
I think you
Na mbona hatuoni kwa screen?
wait a bit.
To Facebook. Unaweza ona hapo? Okay.
Mtandao. Wana hold. Afu inakuja.
You want me to talk? Talk. TikTok.
So the problem is that you can't use one earphone. Nani atakuwa hii
Siende kwa ule mkalenjini tena.
because of it's two separate audio channels. So utakuwa on the right na itakuwa on the left.
So kama mtu anatumia tu without microphone. Na mtu akitumia microphone, one voice itakuwa huko, another one huko.
Tunakurudishia.
Ni sawa?
Mtu anapokea chap.
Sawa.
Anayama alicheza tunakuja. Sasa kuingia pesa yako. Tarudi faster. Those backs they're crooked. I don't like it when they're crooked. Yeah, no wonder it's crooked. This is for sale?
This is Kifaru.
Yeah, that's Kifaru.
So we demonstrate all that
Sure. I'll just follow your lead. Mbona hizi vitu ni nyingi? Ni Texon. Hii ni Texon. Bro, hii ni Texon ndani. Hii ni Texon. Texon. Unaweza shoot 1 2 less than 1 minute, eh? Afanye tu still nini?
Okay, just try it. See. Kaka, just here. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. Unasikia?
Sasa ikawa mic stand, kwa hii kitu iko kwa mic stand yako mahali hapa ishike basi kila kitu, kama inashika kila kitu ndio isiwekwe hapo. Ama? Silvo, ndete mic stand. Oh Lord. Okay. That's on YouTube, eh?
Yeah, that's on
Okay,
YouTube.
great.
But I was doing a test run with the page.
All right. Okay, cool. Cool. Are you going to record that?
So what,
As
what
well.
it does, it will remain, then you can download. I'll send you a
All right,
link.
cool, cool, cool.
Then you can repost it.
Sure, 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 sure. Sasa, fanya hivi. How far are you coming here? This, because here is the best place.
Yeah.
On top of the table.
You can put it here.
Bradi, tulia, ona. Fungua hii hapa. Bas, unaona, faster. Funga. Fungua kidogo nikuonyeshe. Aha. Haya. Weka hapa. Isikue kwa shot yako. Hapo sawa? Ama iko kwa shot? Okay, sasa hiyo audio we should catch everything. I am so tired, man. Thank you, man.
Is that non-alcoholic?
We don't drink alcohol in this house. Why are they laughing?
For sure. No. Just
The taste.
this reminds me of Abby's wife. Abby's wife would make very nice cocktails.
It's not a cocktail.
Yeah, but it looks like. What's this? Okay, no. Hibiscus.
Would you like some?
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, it's healthy.
Very good.
It's a healthy drink. Give them a healthy drink. Stay healthy. Yeah. Oh, it's nothing but a flour. That's all it is. Yeah. Hmm?
Alright, so we start.
Yeah, you start. We'll just take a photo.
Can you Nazar is here?
So the guys on the background will need to.
Yeah, we are moving.
No, silence. Pick everything.
Wiki. Nimetuma 12. Nimetuma 12. Sawa. Raida. Sasa ule mtu amebaki ni Ray Cables. So he's not going to be able to get me on this phone. He's going to try and find one of you. Just give me a price.
Tell me, this is good. Or should I?
Mike, shake what tu. Tutaongea tu, tunaongea kama watu wanaongeaga.
Is this good? Stefu, social media. Is there any need for me to? I just talk about Welcome to Live Online. We are with Ted, right? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Her name is Stefu Social Media for real.
Yeah, Stefu Mulingi.
Social media. No, you got.
No, I was just
No, I'm
like,
just asking. Like,
No,
she's like Stefu Social Media.
but
And the other one is
by
this
the
is my
way-
fiance. So how many? Like, yo, man.
So, how do you? I mean, if it's your fiance, it's your fiance. There's no.
So is she called this is my fiance or is she called it's if it's your fiance? I'm not.
I said Elizabeth, my fiance.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she's Elizabeth,
Elizabeth.
my fiance,
correct.
mine.
Mine.
Why are you being so? Amekwaya, mine.
Hapo kuna story nyingine. Mine.
Mine. Okay. Mine.
Where?
Wewe.
Should we stop and restart? Or it's already live?
Me, I'm good to go.
You already have viewers.
All right. Oh wow. Hello, viewers. Where are you guys? Hello. Maze, it's your show, so you take over.
Come on.
Stop introducing sijui ati Stefu, sijui nani watu. Uko kwa mix up, brother. Ongea.
So you're live?
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Calvin Yagudi. This is Live Online. And today we have Ted Josiah Ek. You know, this guy is the best producer Kenya has ever had. And now he's into design. So today we're going to talk to him about his life journey, everything from the day he was born to today. All right? So stay tuned. And I hope you guys will be motivated and inspired by his story. Ted,
Yeah.
welcome.
Asante, man.
So how have you been?
Cool. Why have you changed your demeanor? We were laughing now. All of a sudden, you're a serious guy. Come
But
on.
I'm smiling. So
Good,
I'm
good.
okay,
I'm
okay.
good. I'm good. Nyagudi goody. How's it going?
Do you know that's the name I would be called by?
Of course.
As a kid,
Have
goody
you ever
goody.
eaten goody goody,
thing
my
was
friend?
good,
It
it
was
was really
goody goody. Yeah. I'm good. How's
So
it going?
When you bought it, okay, when you guys were eating goody goody,
Yeah.
how old were you and how much was it? Was it one bob?
No, it was 5 cents. What are you talking about, one bob? It was 5 cents. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to steal my dad's 50 cents and go and buy like 10 goody goodies, man.
Wow.
Imagine I remember that math like that. Hey.
Good. So when I started goody goody, I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking class one, and it was like I think maybe 5 cents or one bob. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was in some shop in Kisumu, Milimani. There.
Bas.
Yeah. Oh, so you know Milimani?
Of
isn't it?
course.
Kwa John, there was a shop
Of
there.
course.
At John's, so I would go and get the goody goody. It was really nice, man. So
Nice.
did you grew up in Kisumu?
I didn't grow up in Kisumu, but I have a lot of relatives in Kisumu.
All right.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
The people who own Nyaluoyo Oxonia
Uh-huh.
are my peoples. So I know Kisumu very well.
All right.
Yeah.
So where were you born?
I was born in Mombasa, grew up in Nyahururu, a place called Olkalao,
I know
then moved to Chicago, Chi-Town, and then came back to Kenya, lived in Kajiado, and then, of all places, I have moved around. Yeah.
Nice.
You remember that song, Been Around the World
Well,
at
yeah,
Night?
yeah,
Bas,
yeah.
that's me.
Na, na, na.
That's me.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so like in primary school, how was your primary school like? You did primary school in Kenya?
I did part of my primary school in Kenya, yes. The initial part I did in the States. So I started in elementary school, a place called Fairwood in Black Hawk in Chicago, and then we moved back to Kenya, and I continued my primary school in Kajiado and finished it in Kajiado. So it was, imagine moving from America and then you've got this American accent and everything, and then
So was
You're-
your dad an ambassador?
no, my dad wasn't an ambassador. My dad was a student studying. So my dad was studying to be a chiropractor. And they had me when they were very young.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just became like the third wheel.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you got to drag
Right.
him
Everywhere you
everywhere.
go,
Yeah,
you go,
exactly.
all right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys, first Kenya,
Yes,
then US,
US, and then back Kenya.
back, and then
Yeah.
after that you went to high school.
Yes, I went to high school. I went to high school in a place called Isili.
All right.
Si ni wale wadi.
Nice.
So nawajuanga.
Yeah.
Eh.
Okay. So after high school, you went to campus or?
I went to Kenya Poly. I decided not to go to campus. I was called to KU to do fine art, and I was so not feeling the vibe of fine art. I'm an artist, yes. I like to paint, I like to sculpt, I like to do a lot of drawing and stuff, but I wanted to go into design.
Okay.
So for me, graphic design, package design, just being able to think in that digital space at that time was very, very important. And again, the digital space, the computers were just being introduced, and I was feeling like I want to be a part of that whole space.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know that met the two of us because I also did graphic design.
Oh wow.
And something else that you did that I also did.
Yeah, tell me.
Animation.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's good.
I
That's
did
good.
animation,
Yeah, that's
so
very
3D
good. Yeah.
max and those things.
All right,
And I was-
wonderful. Yeah.
I was looking at what you have done and
Yes.
looking at the similarities.
Yes.
And there's quite a bit that you
Ah,
have done. That I've
good,
also
good,
done.
good,
It's
good, good, yeah.
So you ignore KU, the fine arts,
Yes,
and then you
yes,
go to Poly,
Kenya Poly, yeah.
right? So you go for how long?
I went for 2 years. The courses that Kenya Poly were offering for graphics were 2-year diploma courses, yeah.
So from there, how do you then get into music from Kenya Poly?
What happened was in my first year of Kenya Poly, I had already gotten employed as a graphic designer.
Nice.
So I had to change from day school to night school because I was working during the day and then going to college in the evening.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Okay.
And then after some time, I realized that, yeah, I like graphics, but it's not that complicated, and I want to do something challenging. I was in church, and I like playing instruments, and the only place you could jam, like on a Saturday, anything, is at church where the musical instruments are. So I'd go and jam and stuff like that, and I ended up in a gospel group with my friend Peter Dara. And Peter Dare and I started becoming because he was also a graphic designer at the time, he was also an artist at the time. We started becoming literally like twins, always wanting to go out and minister and, just spread the word and stuff. And our ministry became very big. It actually was, I would say, the seed of contemporary gospel music in Kenya. But I felt over time that I had outgrown Heart, and I needed to do something that was much bigger, and that was to go into music production. So what happened was one day we were, as Heart, the group, in a prayer session with Prophet, and Prophet Wale said, he said, God has told him that I am going to become the Quincy Jones of Africa, and I laughed. I remember just laughing, because at the time I wasn't that good on keys or anything. I hadn't even produced anything yet of meaning. So I was thinking, God, yani, una jokes, like in cinema, you know. And fast forward to now, it happened. Do you know what I mean? I produced a lot of big music in the country.
I refer to you as the Dr. Dre. You remember?
Well,
every time I see you, I just see Dr. Dre, because Dr. Dre has done a lot. And so I see there's a connection between what the prophet told you and what you see.
True. So I respect what God's word says, not just in the Bible, but sometimes a person will come with a message and you'll think, sasa hizi ni vitu gani za Mungu Mungu? Do you know what I mean? But for real, God does exist, and these things do happen, you know. I am a living testimony of it. And so that was my journey into the beginning of music. I then went on to have like a 27-year music career, just producing so many different people.
And we'll go there.
Yep.
But just before that, just back to Pete. I've watched Pete, because you mentioned him, I've watched his interviews, and he talks about you and him having gotten some deals back in the day. Would you maybe mention those deals, like in terms of music, big time producers wanted you guys, or music production?
Oh yeah, people came from Nashville to listen to some of our songs, and those days there was no internet, so if you wanted to listen to somebody's music, they'd have to post it to your, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we actually, some of our music, people asked to buy the rights to use the music. Back in the day, this was 1993, 94, you know, and we were still green, so you don't even know what the big deal is. You're just making, it's just a song. What do you mean you want to use the rights? But also, what people don't know is that the CD from Heart was the first CD in Kenya. It was the first Kenyan CD to ever be manufactured, which now I know everybody's busy streaming and everybody's busy doing what, but imagine you're moving from an era of the record player and the big turntables, and then you're moving to the cassettes, which I know everybody does not know what the hell I'm talking about. Ilikuanga ukiwa high school lazima uko na biro pen, si ya kuandika, ya kurewind tape. Exactly. True. And then you're moving all of a sudden to this new digital era of CDs, and this gospel group becomes the first group in Kenya to be on CD. For us, they were all milestones, you know. So I've had a journey of a lot of firsts in life, which is a good thing.
Yeah. So tell me, from Pete, the first musician you worked with was Hardstone, or?
The first, after Pete, the first musician I worked with, yes, was Hardstone. But I worked together with Hardstone in tandem with a group called Shades of Black. People remember Hardstone more because of Uhiki and Uhiki's success in Kenya.
But is it the song that hit platinum? Is it?
It is. It did, and it did very well. However, as I was working with Shades of Black, which were two chicks, they went to number 4 on the Spanish charts, you know, which was a big deal, but nobody knew back then because, you know, it's the record label that would just give us the, you know, the how good the song is doing. They would send you a mail with where it's being played and stuff like that, and you think, oh wow, I mean, whoa, great. Back then, one of their songs, Serengeti Groove, was used by CNN as a soundtrack for one of the things they were doing.
And you produced it.
And I produced that, yeah, yeah. So it was, a lot of those songs were big deals because also you're learning, but you're winning as you're learning, yeah, yeah.
So from Serengeti, you moved to...
I worked with Richard Kawesa from Uganda. I worked with Kalamashaka, Tafsiri. I worked with Gidi Gidi Maji Maji. Buda, hiyo ilikuwa ni rap, tuendelee. I worked with Susanna Owio, Kisumu 100. I worked with Nazizi and Wairi, Necessary Noise.
The story about Wairi.
Yeah.
You know, actually my hair, I do it at Wairi's shop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there's something about him. He's very humble.
He is.
Do you see the same?
He is.
Humble.
He is an extremely humble young man.
And his story is quite amazing.
Yes.
And
And
when
he's,
he was at your place, the studio,
yes.
for 2 weeks, right?
Yes, he came every single morning to the gate.
Yeah.
And he would just wait.
Wow.
And I would be like, who's this crazy guy, man?
Yeah.
So one day, one of my partners came in and said, look, just listen to this demo. This guy's been there for like a week or so. Just have a listen. And the first 30 seconds, I stopped it and he said, you don't like it? I said, oh, no, actually, quite the contrary. I like it. Ask him to come in. And what I did with Wairi is, I think is part of why he is who he is, which is, I put him in the studio as an assistant producer to just learn, so that he could learn how vocals are recorded, he could learn how artists are treated, how this other side of the studio works, you know, the production side of the studio, not the recording side, and be able to think from a creative perspective in that way as a producer. And that has enabled him to, you know, grow his own roots and, you know, become a musical icon in Kenya.
I think you played a very big role in his music career. And remember the time when he was now the ambassador for Samsung. I remember he took all that with a lot of humility.
Yes, yes.
And I remember again you talking about the problem with musicians is that they hit one time and they feel that wamefika. But for Wairi, it's always been chill. What do you think it's...
You know, even in music, you have to adapt to change.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? What would be a hit today might not necessarily be a hit in 3 months' time.
Right.
So you have to constantly be pushing the envelope, trying to figure out what next, how can I be better myself, how can I improve what I'm doing, how do I progress this journey of mine into something more creative than I was last week. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't really focus on that. They focus on the here and now.
Right.
They focus on, I want to be a hit right now. The 2 weeks. I want a single now, and I want it to be number one in 2 weeks.
Right.
And within those 2 weeks, I want it to be like, I want to be the guy. You know, you can't be the guy in 2 weeks, man. And if you're the guy in 2 weeks, you're like Gangnam Style.
Right.
It was the biggest song for about that short, and who remembers it now? Do you know what I mean? And then when you think about Bob Marley and the guy of Gangnam Style, I don't even know his name. Do you know what I mean? Or the people who sang Barbie Doll. There's pop music, and literally pop music, what it is like when you take a balloon and a needle to it. The lifespan of the balloon has ended. Pop, gone. You know? It has a very short lifespan. It's very loud, short lifespan, and gone. And then you've got music that's timeless. And I realized very early on in my career that I didn't want to do pop music. I wanted to do timeless pieces of music that can transcend generations. So sometimes on a weekend, I'll be just chilling before COVID. Is that BC? Before COVID, and I'd be sent videos of people dancing to Atoti that was produced in 2002.
Yes.
People dancing to Unborgable that was produced in 2002. 20 years later, you know what I mean?
I mean, the song is timeless. You can play it at any time.
So that's, for an artist, that's what you should aspire for. You should aspire to create timeless pieces of art that people will listen to and go like, wow, what was this person thinking?
I remember, I mean, you've talked about the pop music, and I know that at some point you had the chance
Mhm.
to work with Issa,
Mhm.
but you didn't pick that because
Mhm.
his style was pop, right?
Mhm.
But you didn't want that type.
Mhm.
So for you at that time, you wanted Afro and all that, or what was the plan?
When Issa approached me, I was going into a phase where I didn't want to fuse hip hop and sheng anymore. I wanted to look for a new sound.
Right.
And Susanna Weir came about.
Yeah.
And people like Wikimosh came about. So the sound had a more Kenyan feel. You know, you would hear the Nyatiti
Right.
and the African rhythm in it.
Right.
And then you would hear the Swahili or the Sheng or the Luo in the music. And people didn't get it. People were like, lakini si ulifanya job na kina Kalamashaka. But like I told you, you have to rediscover yourself, reinvent yourself, and keep on pushing the envelope as much as you can so that you get a little further in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't stick to one genre and stick there as a music producer. You have to be versatile and open to where next, what next.
So Nazizi and Waire, this was around which year? When you were working
Nazizi and Waire, I started working with Nazizi back in 1999.
99.
Yeah,
So
and then we worked together all the way till about 2005.
So in 2000, 2001 or 2 there, you worked with Dan Bogable, yeah?
Yes,
I remember
2002.
2002 elections.
Yes,
It was
yes.
Dan Bogable.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? That your song was, you know, talked about, everything was about Unbogable. And it was a theme song for the campaign against the then government.
I don't feel much. Should I feel something?
I think so.
I don't. I've never ever looked back at a piece of music or a piece of art and gone like, wow, that was hot. I feel like the day you do that, that's the end of your career.
Really?
You should always look forward.
But the reason I say that is because first, I'm a political scientist. That's what I learned in school. And now, for 2002, what stood out for me is that the Kenyan people just came together using the theme song and saying, we are unbogable and we can get this guy out. Because that time there was a lot of dictatorship. So the song was kind of like so timely.
I'm glad it stood for that, and I'm glad it caused that ripple effect of revolution.
Right.
And I'm glad that young people realize that they can use their voices and get heard
And through music.
through music, you know. I'm glad all of that happened. But when we were doing it, those weren't the intended objectives. The intended objectives were to make a good piece of music.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It had, the side effects were that it became a political anthem, it caused a revolution, and we were glad that it was doing that because that was just, you know, an added benefit to what we were trying to do.
So maybe after that, that's when you started working with Nikki?
That's, actually, I started working with Nikki back in 1997.
Oh.
Yeah, I worked with Nikki on her first single, Mapenzi Tele, and we worked almost every single year till about 2001, when then she moved to Homeboys and started getting a lot of her productions done at Homeboys. So she would come to us for the music videos, but go to Homeboys for the production.
So from music, okay, I know you had the music production, but then Blue Zebra
Yeah.
for the video production.
Yeah.
You mentioned. When did you now start Blue Zebra?
I started Blue Zebra in 2002. What had happened was I got to a point where I had saturated the music market. And again, I'm a creative. I'm not just a musician.
Right.
I'm not just a music producer. I'm much more than that. And I wanted to go into video. So I thought it's a good time to start experimenting with video and the digital space of video, you know, using my graphic design background to enable me present video with a lot of graphics and those kind of things, and also to move into television, because I wasn't, you know, we're making music but nobody's seeing the music videos, and then we're making music and then there are no television shows that are supporting. So we started a program called VP, and back then VP became one of the biggest television shows in the country. It was a matter of the Stedman report would say that when they do their statistics and analytics, they would find that news would be #1 on all the stations. So that's the one with the most eyeballs. everything else would play under news.
Right.
And KTN came to us and said, we want you to do a show. Somebody had told them about our demo, and they looked at it and said, wow, we want this show. So we gave them the show, and they gave us a spot that I would say you would give your worst enemy, which was Saturday just after news, when everybody has switched off the TV. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And what happened was people switched the television on and kept switching it on and on and on until the Stedman report showed that VP had surpassed news. And they said, we can't believe that.
Wow.
Yeah, so we opened up that space for local content to actually have eyeballs and people to believe in local content.
But you know, Ted, let me tell you, anything that you touch turns to gold. Now that you've talked about VP, I know about Kisima Awards, but we can get into Kisima Awards. Maybe we can talk about the other musicians after Nikki. But what I'm saying is, I'm not shocked that whatever you did for VP was number one and surpassed news, because everything that you have done that I know of has been great. And I love that about you.
Asante,
So
asante.
maybe you can tell us after Nikki, what was next for you? That was now Nikki until 2002?
2002, I worked with, I went into the more Afro, Susanna Wio, Unasi, Wayo Wayo, Abim Dunia, the late Abura, and those kind of musicians who are much more mature.
Right.
And these were musicians now that we could export and go into the world circuit and have now white people dancing to Afro music, you know?
Right.
So it had nothing to do with fusion, it had more to do with the Afrocentric approach of making music, which was, okay, how can we make this, how can we record this Nyatiti and really make it sound good? How can we record this Kayamba and make it sound good? And how can we use these African pieces of instruments and music and package them properly and produce them properly, which wasn't really, it was happening, but it had been forgotten. People like African Heritage had been doing that. People like Akina Fadili Williams had been doing that. But we had sort of like aped the West so much that we had forgotten to do our own Afrocentric stuff. So when people like Aching Abura and Unasi, when we produced them, instantly they got tours in places like France, in Germany, in the States, in you name it, they've been there. You know what I mean? And up till date, they're all doing those international circuits because of that Afrocentric music that we produced. So I went into a space where I really just wanted to make music that was challenging, not just me, but the audience. And people said, hey, Ted, mazee, siku hizi mazee, ngoma zako zinaanza kubore, because they had become a lot more mature.
Right.
And finally, there was a market for that, and I could see that market. It just wasn't here.
Right.
It was abroad,
Right.
you know. And then finally, I ended up working with Dij, who did Sazingine.
Yeah.
And when I was working with Dij, it was a fusion of R&B, jazz, soul, hip-hop, and Swahili. So it was a really eclectic neo-soul, Afro-soul fusion of stuff.
Right.
And that has influenced a lot of people. Antonio Soul does that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of the new musicians nowadays who are trying to, you know, to do that, yeah.
Right. Okay, so out of the artists that you worked with, I remember Ronaldo. He's the best footballer. The reason why he's good is that after this, like, work sessions, he still goes back and does his personal stuff, working, making sure that he's the best. Out of the artists that you worked with, who do you say, or would you say, had the greatest work ethic, was very ingrained into what they wanted to achieve?
It's not just work ethic, it's also, when you become a musician, you create hype. And hype is nothing but hot air. Hype is the thing that enables the balloon to go up in the sky.
Yeah.
Don't believe the hype. Once you believe the hype, you're finished. Because once you believe the hype, your focus moves from the music, and it moves to the women, it moves to the alcohol, it moves to the drugs, it moves to the fame, it moves to the celebrity status, whilst your focus should be on what brought you there, which was the music. You know, the person whose work ethic has not changed is wiry. A lot of people got sidetracked, you know, and it's really easy to get sidetracked in the music industry. Because you're a guy, you're young, you're in your early 20s, there's all these chicks throwing themselves at you, you'll be like, yo, si mziki baadaye kidogo, takam studio kesho. You know, which is the wrong thing to do, because once you do that, you've lost your focus. And remember, music is a gift, and it's a gift from God, like any other gift from God. The devil is not going to be happy when you're shining. So what does the devil do? He's going to throw a couple of beautiful damsels, a couple of million shillings, some flashy cars, and things at you. And if you don't know that all of these things are being thrown in your path to distract you so that you don't achieve peak, then guy, you're finished.
And I see a lot of that in our music currently. Now, I remember there was a time that you were very, very alarmed by the type of music
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
young people are producing.
Yeah.
And some really trying to demystify women as just sex objects.
Yeah.
What would you say to that?
You have creative license when you're a musician. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. However, you have moral and social responsibility as well in your message. You can't tell people, you can't sing a song that says, on Monday, I want you to go and kill all the chicken in the Republic of Kenya. That is ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? You can't tell people to go out and just be doing drugs because drugs is the coolest thing and drugs is the coolest thing, and put that on loop. You have a certain social responsibility and moral responsibility. And also you have to carry yourself with certain decorum when you're given that responsibility of musicianship and celebrity status. So to subject women to be nothing but sexual objects is wrong, in my personal view, because they're much more than that. And just because the West is doing it doesn't mean that it's right. Because if I were to tell you the number of things that's wrong with the West right now, I mean, there's a clown in the White House called Donald Duck. Dude, do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Nobody would want him to be a leader in any third world country. Everybody would be like, no, you guys just keep him over there. Yeah. There's so many things going wrong with the West that it is time that Africans realize that we are not a third world state or nation or area or place. We are actually leaders, human beings, with the same brains and mental capacity as everybody else, with the same visions, dreams, objectives, and desires of life. And if we dig deep in ourselves, we can actually chart a way for ourselves that's much bigger than what the West are doing for themselves. And we don't need to listen to them and listen to what they're saying and copy their lifestyles. We can do our own thing in our own way and actually end up being better than them. Do you know what I mean? So you don't need to be copying that music just because it's coming from the West. And it's not right just because it's coming from the West. So if the West comes and gives you poison, will you say, I must take this poison because it's from the West? Come on. It doesn't make sense.
I get you. So now, moving forward, like from the music that you helped create in Kenya, and what we have now, and just shifting gears, right now you are a father of a very beautiful girl, JJ, and I like her name Wendo, because Wendo to us means love, and it also means
visitor. Yes.
So, as a father, what would you tell these young people? Because today they're talking as they don't look ahead. The one day these songs will be listened to by the children. How would you craft that message to them?
You have to do stuff that you're going to be proud of in future. You can't do stuff that you now and then tomorrow you're just thinking to yourself, oh God, what did I do? You know, you have to do stuff that is that has posterity. You have to do stuff that enables you and your career to have a legacy. The gold standard in anything you do is the word legacy. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, ask yourself, what am I doing today that will enable me to leave a legacy? Because all of those things, when you add them up, they become big things. Yeah, so every single day it becomes, when you calculate it into 20 years, it becomes 20 years of what? 20 years of being a bank robber, or 20 years of being
Yeah.
what?
That reminds me of an interview that you had, and you said you don't want to be remembered just for music. You want to be remembered for a whole host of other things.
Yeah.
What are these that you're talking about that you haven't, well, told the world?
Well, like now, I've started the clothes line and the apparel line and the bags line called Joka Jok. I want that to play in the African sphere as a brand, and not just a brand, a designer brand that can compete with the Gucci's and the Pradas and the everything in the world, so that Africa can say, this is ours.
Right.
You know, we don't wear yours, we wear ours. You know, because it's time that we stop taking on stuff that doesn't belong to us and then spending dollars and giving those dollars to a population that's even smaller than ours, you know. If you look at the population of Africa, it's 1.3 billion. When you look at the population of Italy, it's a couple of million. When you look at the population of the UK, it's 55 million. And trust me, when I say Africa because when there's a pandemic in the world and you look at how they're putting their graphs, they say the UK had 1,000 cases, Africa had 300 cases. So we are always grouped as Africa. We're grouped as one. Yet we divide ourselves in borders that we did not choose, you know, which is also very stupid. We have to look at ourselves as one market, one people. If we look at ourselves as one market, one people, that's 1.3 million people. That means that when a Chinese man comes and sells spoons, he sells them to 1.3 million people. When a Kenyan comes and sells spoons, you say, ini ya Kenya kwanza inafaa ikuwe cheaper. Staki. Did I just pull an Atwoli moment? Sorry.
Please don't. Please don't.
You have to have pride in who you are, what you stand for, and where you're coming from, because we have so many things that we can be proud of, and we can create brands that really cross borders, and we don't even need one person from the West to buy those brands. We just need Africans alone to buy those brands, for those brands to become very, very valuable across the world.
Right. In fact, I want to thank the viewers, the guys who are watching from home. Please, you can send any questions to us, to Ted. Ted will answer those questions. But Ted, just to shift a little bit, we'll go back to the bags, but to shift a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me about 2007, 2008 period in your life.
Oh, that was hell. That was hell on earth. You said that you had never seen political advertising like that, and that we ran a campaign that was unsurpassed to date.
Actually, the biggest I've ever seen locally.
Which is a good thing, but I tell you what, I think back at those times and I think to myself, I shouldn't have actually gotten involved in all of that, because it so threw a curveball in my life that has, till date, had a ripple effect. Because I was doing stuff I didn't really, just because you're good at doing something doesn't mean you should do it. So I was good at making TV ads, I was good at making audio and good commercials on radio and stuff like that. And I was using that gift for politicians. And the politicians were shining through that gift. But it wasn't their gift to be given to use. It was for other people. But I didn't know that. Now is when I think back and I say, I wish I didn't get involved in all of that, because what happened was it actually put my life in danger. Because the ruling party would put an advert, and the next night they would find that we have put a counter advert that has made their advert look very stupid, and they have to now pull their advert off air. And exactly, and it got us into a lot of trouble. You loved it, but I was, you know, I actually almost got kidnapped by cops. And luckily I had a huge squad around me, so that didn't happen. God knows what would have happened to me at that time. And there's actually video of the First Lady at the time saying that she had wanted us to go and be told to stop interfering with their advertising. And what that translated to on the ground was our lives being threatened.
That's right.
You know, which was really uncool. But nobody cared about us because who are we? Si ni watu wa mkono.
Yeah.
Si tuna make tu hizo maad. Mtu akitushuta tuue itakuwa tu ni RIP. It was a sad thing that that person died, you know. Dude, yo, don't mess with political people in this country.
Okay, so would that be one of the most darkest moments in your life?
I would say it
One of the most.
2007, 2008 was the worst time in my life.
Wow.
Worst time in my life, ever.
You go to London and you're homeless.
I go to London, I have no place to live. I'm owed a lot of money by politicians. I asked them, please send me that money so that I can go to London Film School because they've already accepted me. I just need that money that you owe me so that I can pay fees and continue with my life. Everybody goes mute. Everybody goes mute. And then they go on with their lives. And I had to literally build from scratch. Literally build from, you know how you're building your life from ground zero.
Right.
In Kenya, you were somebody, but here, you're nothing. And luckily, I had a friend who was Kenyan, and he enabled me to find some training / work job. So I ended up with a company called Steel Drum Studios, run by two very, very talented Jamaican guys who were doing animation and film. And they looked at my work. I remember the first day I went and, you know, I opened up my laptop with confidence, nimewaka na kina Kalamashaka, nini, kafinya play. Hey, we are live on a broadcast, so I can't actually say what they said, but they said, Trent told me, your work is dude. And I thought, whoa. I looked at him.
After all the years of hard work.
This is a 28-year-old guy.
Yeah.
I'm 38. He just abused my work. I'm like, yo. Anyway, humble yourself. So I humbled myself. And then he told me, give me 3 months. I will have totally transformed who you are. And Trent pushed me every single day. And I realized he was right. You know, I look back and now I realize he was right. Because he was his work ethic was huge, and his attention to detail was so huge. And you know, in Kenya unafanya tu, bora tu imeingiana umeifanya. You know, unajua? So, yeah. And these guys, they're like, no, you're not going to do that, man, here. Because some of our clients, I worked for, I did commercials for Nike. I did commercials for Puma. I did commercials for Sony. I did commercials for the Mayor of London. Wow. Yeah, imagine that.
Wow.
And a whole host of other things that hata ukiambia mtu, they'll think, you're hyping me. This is while I'm in London working for these guys.
That was a blessing in disguise.
It was. And it was a lot of training. And now that training enabled me to move to the next phase of my life, which was I moved into television. So I moved into helping people, training people on how to set up TV stations, the kind of equipment to put together, the kind of staff to put together, how to train your guys, how to, you know, get good content, because, you know, content is king. And I'd look back in Africa and I'd be like, yo, there's a lot of slaves and very little kings in terms of content, because nobody's making good content. And I ended up getting a lot of work in West Africa and in South Africa, just doing training back and forth. So I told somebody I would live out of a suitcase from London to Lagos to Cape Town, to London to Lagos to Cape Town. That was my life from 2009 till about 2014. I had come back into Kenya, but I was coming into Kenya and looking at the situation and quickly out.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really grounded here.
Okay. So once you're done with that, I think if I look at your content, like on IG, then it tells me why you're very good at content, because you say content is king. And if you look at your IG, people love your story. People love Joka Joke. People love JJ, your story and JJ, the mom, dad. So how did you just think about getting into IG, getting your daughter into IG, that whole story?
Jay's mom was very big on IG. She loved IG and she loved photographs so much. Every other minute was a photograph. Every other minute was a photograph. And before Jay's mom passed, we were doing what I would call R&D, research and development of fashion and apparel.
Yeah.
We had a small little company called Swaran-B, and Swaran-B was doing music and fashion, and we'd be most of the time focused on the fashion and making all these, chiffon tops and linen pants and jeans and those kind of things and selling them. And we were doing fairly all right, but a lot of it was based on research and development, And what happened was when she conceived, we had to take bed rest because it was a complicated pregnancy. So all that stuff was put on hold. And then Jay came, and 90 days after Jay came, literally 3 months, boom, mom is gone. And I thought to myself, I need to keep her story going. 2 days before she passed away on a Friday. On a Wednesday, she had posted, I'm coming back bigger and better, And I had designed for her logo. She had posted it on her page. And she was like, okay, now, baby's 3 months old. I can actually go back to my stuff. And, 2 days later, she's gone. So I thought to myself, I need to take up IG more seriously. I need to tell the story of who we are, what we stand for, and what's happening. And also, I'm going to just take my journey. I'm going to take people along on my journey of discovering how to be a dad, how to be a better human, and how to run a company from zero.
Right. So that's when you started Joka Joke.
That's when I started Joka Joke, yeah.
So we're going to go and look at the bags because the whole idea behind this is to do product reviews and just to see the functionalities of your bags and just give us the story of a bag.
Actually, why don't these guys bring the bag? One of these guys, Silvo can help bring the bag, one of the bags, yeah.
And Stefu, we are live, Stefu. Welcome to the show, Stefu. Let's talk about the bags. What's the number one selling bag, Ted?
One of our best-selling bags is, first of all, I'm going to start with this. This is our Wendo tote bag. Our Wendo tote bag is inspired and was named after my daughter, Jamila Wendo.
Wendo, yes.
Reason being, her mom used to love carrying a bag that was very close to this, that when she went to hospital, she went to hospital with a bag like this. So I thought, let's try and redesign it and make it out of leather, because hers was pleather. Kwa tu ni zile za tunajua.
Yeah.
Your time, tukua na leather.
Yeah. So it's the same bag.
So it's the same bag. It comes in different colors, but
Right.
this particular one I'm holding, this color, this is the highest selling color and bag. This is called the Savo, which is, I'll tell you why, it's brown in color.
Right.
And it's the Savo elephant because Savo has a lot of brown, red ochre soil. So the elephants like to rub themselves on that soil. One, because it removes the ticks and fleas. And two, it helps them with camouflage. So we made this look like that, brown Savo elephant. And then it comes in purple, it comes in green, it comes in black, it comes in red, it comes in very many different colors. But also for men.
But just a minute, Ted.
Yeah.
So for this one, what can a lady put in this bag? And Stefu, what do you think about this bag? Please come and tell us what you think about this bag. Just look at it inside, the functionality. Is it something that you can, is it for going out or is this just for office work? Let's see. Maybe just look at this and tell us what you think about this bag. It's very nice, Ted.
Asante, there you go.
I like the interior.
This one?
Yeah.
It's in my favorite color.
Oh,
I love
purple.
it, Yes.
Okay. Functionality inside. There's a zipper inside.
As a zipper and
So what you
yeah.
put inside, this is for phones?
You can put your mobile phone, you can put your passport, you can put some documents. If you have documents you want to keep there, you can put them there.
Okay.
but it's got a lot of room because, you know, ladies just like to put, I don't know, dashboard, their Airbus.
I'm looking at it and I love it because I can fit everything.
Everything,
Put
yeah?
my shoes, my laptop, my jacket.
How do you guys
My-
do shoes in your handbags? You know, I've never understood that. And it could be 3 or 4 pairs of shoes.
It can be 4 pairs.
Some people do that. Some people do that.
It can be 4
It
pairs.
can be.
It can
A maximum of?
just a pair.
No.
Like you could have heels on and you need flats. So
Exactly.
rock
Also,
them
then
in
you
the
put the
bag.
heels.
So this
Okay.
would be really nice.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about the next one, Ted.
The next one is this is our laptop bag. It's a unisex bag, you know. Both ladies and gents like to carry bags and laptops. And we thought to ourselves, let's make a bag, one that has a functionality that if it drops with your laptop inside, you don't just go, oh my God, I lost $3,000 in a laptop. Because a lot of us, our work and our lives are in the laptop. You don't want your laptop to break. So on top of everything else, if you just feel it, it's very shock-proof.
Oh yeah, it is.
In fact, I really want to try it.
Yeah, it's very, very shock-proof.
And maybe
Um,
John
there you go.
standing in, I want us to zoom into this and just let the people see. Tell me, how did you get the name Joka Jok? Tell me the story about the name Joka Jok.
There you go. There's one of the bags. I just have a feel inside. Joka Jok.
What color?
Yeah, the matte black. A lot of people, when they see the matte black, they're just like, yep, I'm in
How
love.
much does that retail for?
The laptop bags are 17,500,
Okay.
and they also come with a collector's edition coin, an East African, the original East African
The
coin.
one with the circle inside?
Yes, yes, yes. This is the Otongolo,
Oh, yeah.
right there, and
Interesting.
yeah, from
Even on this one.
Do you know, yeah, this one.
Same one.
yeah, this one is one of the more expensive ones because this is not a common coin.
So where do you
You
get
know,
the
a
coins?
lot of people say that the 5-sided coin
Yeah.
came out in the, I think, 80s or 90s. It's wrong. This is from 1973. It's the only 5-sided coin that ever came out in the 70s. And it's the only 5-sided coin that is in that color.
Wow.
So that is, the coin alone is 1,000 shillings. Just the coin. You see. And with time, that coin is going to go up in value. So if you
Buy
count...
it from Central Bank or where?
no, don't worry. We've got our vase. We've got our vase.
I just wanted to confirm if it's Central Bank selling for us money or not.
No, these coins you can't find them. It's
Exactly.
I have to actually fish from collectors.
As a kid, I
So
would keep them, and then I lost them.
well, I didn't lose mine. So I have a lot of them.
That's good. That's good.
So not only are the bags collectors or art, but they're also very functional.
Yeah.
And you know, at the back you've got that
Yeah, this part.
that zipper part where you can put quick access documents, maybe your keys, your phone, right there. And we've got our Kenya logo right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is in every single bag we make. You have the Kenya logo.
Okay.
Because we're proud of who we are. We might not be where we want to be as a nation, but we are still proud. We are 100%.
Sorry, we got so excited.
Yes.
About the fact. You're telling me about Joka Jok.
So when we started Joka Jok, I wanted to speak about. I wanted to come up with a name that is very African, very very African.
Right.
But when you go to Google, you're told to come up with a name that's Swahili, because Swahili is the most catchy phrase. So things like Safari, things like things like that. Apple have already taken those, and I thought to myself, no, I don't want Swahili, because Swahili is actually a fusion of Bantu and Arabic, and I don't want that. I want something that's more thought through.
Right.
So I started doing the history of Africa, and I'm a history buff. I like history. Like my pastime is just to watch history, the History Channel,
Right.
And there's all these northern people, the northern black people, and then there was the central black people. The central black people we know were from the Zaire, the Congo area, the Zambia, Zimbabwe area, and they were called the Bantu. And there was a huge kingdom there based on the gold deposits. And then there's all these northern people who had a huge kingdom based on some gold deposits that we know were later on called King Solomon's mines. Fact.
Yes.
We know that the pyramids were in
Egypt.
wrong, the Sudan and part of Ethiopia. Yes. So you see,
Origin.
King Solomon's Mines is an English word. Who told you it was King Solomon's Mines? Some idiot went and named them. The pyramids, those are the second generation pyramids, but because they look better and cooler and stuff, you know, and there's more light-skinned people, let's call them the first pyramids. It's wrong. They were actually 10,000 years before those. There were pyramids in the Sudans and a place called Ethiopia. Ethiopia standing for the place of black people.
Hey, preach, brother.
And the place of black people is now dominated by not black people. And I thought to myself, hold on a minute, what is going on?
Right.
So the northern black people were being deleted from history. So when you look at Joka Jok, we've got a warrior holding a spear. And that symbolizes the first black pharaoh. That is actually the emblem of the first black pharaoh to be documented. And I said, that was a northern black person. That was what we know as the Nilotes. The Maasai, the Rendile, the Pokomo, the Turkana, the Luo, the Samburu, the Dinka, and as you go, the Oromo, as you go, you find more and more of them, and you find so many similarities. That was one of us. I said, I'm not going to give it a Bantu name, I'm going to give it a Nilotic name, and I won't call it the Nilotes because the Nilotes is actually an English word. The word for those people is the people who follow the road of the river. Jo, Luo, Yo, Aora, which has become known as, it is literally the people who follow the road of the river. People call them Joluo or Jaluo. That is, it just means the follow. It's not the follow.
Like Jatello.
Yeah, Jatello is the leader, you know. Jaluo is the go. It doesn't make sense, you know. And I thought to myself, oh my God, our history has been so skewed the wrong way. So I said, let's call it Joka Jok. Joka Jok has a good ring to it. But it enables us to tell that story in a very open way. And there's a lot that we want to tell about. We want to tell about the fact that these people from the north have cheese that's better than the Italian cheese. Have cotton that's better than the Italian cotton. Sylvester, can you please bring for me that Ethiopian weaving? Please, it's the white and gold one. You can see the cotton weaving, please. There's a cotton weaving that has white and gold. Hand-woven, beautiful stuff that has been done for centuries and centuries. These people were making leather before the white man came to show us how to make leather. They were making leather. Even the Turkana women still make leather skirts to date.
I support you. In fact, there's a time I did an article, and it was posted on Nation newspaper. I did an article, actually not on Nation, but online. So I talked about the pyramids in Egypt. We actually had electricity in those pyramids way before Tesla.
There you go.
Can you imagine?
There you go.
But people talk about Tesla and other guys. But we had electricity in the pyramids way before Tesla. So I get your frustration, and it's good that you are really trying to bring our brand out.
Yeah, there you go. Look at this. And I will ask you, is this machine woven or hand woven?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, because it's Ethiopia.
From a lady's
I would
perspective.
say it's hand woven because it's from Ethiopia.
From the stitches, actually, you could tell.
Okay.
How much time do you
It is
think it
hand-
takes
It is hand woven.
to do this?
This is
And
hand
how
woven.
much delicate detail? You know, so these people have been so unsung that I said, no, it's time that we start actually praising this northern sphere of people who then mixed with the Arabs and created the Kush tribes. And the Kush, obviously, the Ethiopian are part of the Kush, and the Somali are part of the Kush. And, you know, you could see the tall demeanor of the Nilotes mixed with the kinky hair of the Arabs. You know, they became the Cushitic tribes that we call the Somali, and, you know, in Kenya they're looked down upon, which is really wrong because these are kings and queens of generations of centuries ago that we should actually praise. And the sad part is this. We know that the Bantu were called the Bantu, or the Kamba called them the Ando, and The Ruya, my friend, the Ruya, what do they call them? Abandu.
Bosi.
Yes, all the people, Abandu Bosi, that's what it means.
Right.
And the Kisi, what do the Kisi call the Bantu? Abanto. You see, so you can see the ring, and they have the similar words, but guess what?
Right.
They don't know the history. It's going to disappear,
That's right.
which is wrong.
That's right. Okay, so tell me about this bag. I know this is Kifaru.
Yes, that's...
Now, you amazed me how you removed this from this part. So can we just maybe for the camera
All right.
show people how it works, how you can remove this and make it a backpack or something?
This is called our urban Kifaru. Push, pull, go. Push, pull, go because you can... It's got wheels, so you can push, pull it, and go. When you're at the airport, you know, you need something that's flight ready and you can push your stuff around.
Yeah.
But also, I'm very cognizant of the fact that sometimes you go to Africa and there's no road, my friend.
Yeah.
The governor forgot to put a road in Shags. So the wheels are detachable, and what happens is it becomes a handheld or a backpack as well. You get it?
Let's see. Let's show our people how it looks. So this is how it would look.
How do you remove it from there? First
We'll
of all?
do that again. Right?
Just happened like magic. Like wow, nice.
Does it?
There you
How
go.
done.
Yeah. So you can just walk around with this.
Yeah, you can go.
really nice.
You can go on your safaris and stuff like that, and you.
This is really nice.
Okay.
And it's so comfortable. The straps are very good. Very
Yes, yes.
Good.
How do you put it back?
And
Right, so-
it's really easy to put back. So what we've got is we've got two straps here
So it goes into the first.
in the back on the second strap,
Okay.
and voila, there you go.
Oh.
You got yourself
Oh, nice.
a bag,
Oh yeah. Then the bottom is
and the bottom holds it like a plate.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just sits on the
remove it
bottom.
again. So just do it for the viewers. Put it down and then out. And so this is where the bag rests.
Yeah.
Really nice, really nice.
I feel
Really
like
Thank
I
you.
want to do that at the airport just to look cool. Like yeah, guys.
Yeah, you just remove it.
Yeah.
Back now.
Yeah.
There you go. So let me help you with that. Do that, and then that, and you're good to go.
And you,
Wow.
yeah, you're very good to go.
That's
And
really nice.
all these, even these buckles, the backpack things, they come off. So if you're at the airport and you just want to pull it by itself,
Yeah.
and you don't want to have these, you put these in the bag,
And then just do this.
nice and clean.
Oh wow.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I
So
want
how much
one.
does this retail for?
This is our most expensive bag right now. One, because of the amount of leather it uses and the engineering in it.
It's
It is
cute.
37,500
Yeah.
at retail, and that's on offer. I love it, one, because of the trim. If you look,
It's really.
it's got little detail. Can you see the cloth
I
right
love
there?
all the details on
It comes right there. It's got nice pocket that doesn't hurt your hand. An extruding pocket there, you know. So it's got nice little trim.
You know, I wanted to ask you what makes you so different compared to other brands, but I can see it already. I don't even have to ask you. But still, what would you tell people? Why is it that your brand is the best?
We-
I call it the best, that is my opinion, and I think I've never seen a bag this beautiful. I've never seen anything this beautiful. What makes your bags really, really?
For me, it's all about, first of all, thinking about functionality. Because if you don't have functionality in anything you do, then why are you making it? And then two, design. So the first thing, like for instance, laptop bag. You don't want your laptop to break. That is in functionality. So you engineer it from the inside going out. So the outer face becomes literally the cladding. And that's what makes us stand out from other bags. Because even if you look at the Wendo bag, the Wendo tote bag, well, they took all the Wendo tote bags, man.
And maybe you could also bring the jacket.
Yeah,
'Cause I've
yeah,
seen
the leather
I've
jacket,
seen the
ladies.
wallets. Yeah.
If you look at this, it's nice and floppy, but
Right.
the base is nice and robust. And also, if you look at the studs there, the bottom studs, ensures that this point is not going to get dirty and scratched. It's going to get protected. But we do little things like extra layers of leather and extra trimmings just to give it that extra essence of a nice bag. There you go, bro.
Right. And then there's this jacket that really looks good.
Yeah, you should try this on.
Let me try it. It looks really good.
Yeah, you should try it on.
Okay. Let's
Put both hands down.
yeah.
Let me show you how you put a jacket on. There you go. Voila.
Voila.
There you go.
It's so nice. It's so comfortable. It's very soft.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
These are pure leather jackets. These are made in Kenya. Most people assume that what we do is we take the design and then go and give a Chinese guy to go and manufacture. This is hand done in Kenya by a Kenyan.
Right.
This is a hand done in Kenya by a Kenyan. For us, it's very, very important to keep our craftsmen working and keep them employed, you know, and earning, so that that talent and that skill doesn't go untapped.
Right.
And I think we have a ladies' jacket as well.
Okay.
So the what happens is when you order this jacket, you get an option of different linings.
Right.
If you want to, you can choose different color
I
linings.
like the lining.
Yeah.
The one for men. Oh, the lining is so nice.
And if you look at your sleeve area here,
Uh-huh.
you have
That part
yeah a little detail right there.
Oh, I hadn't
yeah.
seen this.
So the lining actually,
comes
you know,
outside.
it comes out there. Yeah. So that people can see that you're an exquisite guy. You're not just a guy of
Very, very
a leather jacket. You're saying, my friend, this is not just a leather jacket. This is a statement.
Hey,
Do you know what I mean?
Jaluo.
It mpaka, oh, forget Jaluo. It even has its own hanger.
Hey.
You know,
That's
joka,
fine.
joka. But Omer, let me tell you, Bwana. You know,
Tell me.
if you don't feel good for yourself,
Yes.
who do you want to feel good on your behalf?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody. Nobody.
Yeah.
On that note, we want to take a break. We'll come back. We have just one game. We want to
All
play
right.
with you.
Okay.
And then we call it a day. Thank you so much for those who are viewing at home. Please send your questions, and we'll be back right in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Nice. Jaluo in the house. You ready with the music?
Are you? So I want us to do a really fun game. Should I tell you about it?
You have to tell me about it. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
now? It's a fun game. It's called Guess the Lyrics.
All right.
So
650. Wapi? Wacha nikutumia alafu watumie.
So for the part for the music, let's put his IG. Na IG, sindio? Yeah. Ted, that was really good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
And
much.
you know, guys, you've told us so much about Joka Joka.
Yeah.
I've never known of. And then you've
I
also
didn't know about
brought in
this here.
the history. Yeah. Really nice. Because I've never heard of that online. Have you ever talked about that on TV?
No.
Never.
But I kind of remembered the history. Like
Yeah.
primary school one.
Yeah, yeah,
Had like
yeah.
Joka Winnie.
Yes.
Joka.
Joka Wino,
I was
yeah.
like, that actually.
Joka Weedy.
Joka.
Jokamolo.
Joka Omolo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this game. It's called Guess the Lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're both gonna get points
Mhm.
from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you
Mhm.
versus me.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick out 5 songs
Mhm.
from your playlist,
Mm-hmm.
whichever. If you think I know them, if you think I don't know them,
Mm-hmm.
then you play like some part of it, and I have to guess the rest of the song,
Okay.
like sing out the rest of the lyrics.
Okay.
So I have my 5,
All right.
you have
Okay,
your 5.
cool.
So whoever gets all 5 wins, or whoever gets the most wins.
Okay.
We have like a playlist of 5 songs. Do you wanna? I think 5 is enough.
All right. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Come, Mama. What happened?
She wants to swim and enough now.
Just you're going to have to, Silvo. Just take her. Just take her. It's okay. She'll be upset for 2 minutes. It's all right. Yeah. To my IG. Munatafuta my password, but then what?
Because you have to log in so that you can get the link.
The question is, do I have my passwords?
If you save them, you can get them on your. Yeah. Or
If he's comfortable, we can just go live on his handset instead of him giving us the passwords. So we
No,
can
it's I don't ever remember my passwords because once I put them in,
you usually save them on your phone.
no, not the IG ones. 1 second, let me see. You know, IG one.
yeah, just yeah. No, like to just go live.
Never streamed on IG.
Okay. Yeah, by saying the sound wouldn't be audible. Yeah.
What we can do, you can post it on IG later on.
It's okay, come in the Qatar.
You can broadcast it on as a.
If you use your phone, you could save it.
But you, if you think about it, to have like engagement, if you post it, it doesn't know.
You post it with OBS. You go as if it's
I
live.
record, I shoot it, and then
Yeah, you can do that, and then you can do that in
you-
Instagram as well.
Yeah. So you go as if it's live.
live.
Yeah.
So guys just talk about it because see there's no interaction. You just stay asking the question. Just leave
Um,
it. Sorry? I'm saying since it's only you two talking, we can just do it as a show, and then on Instagram we just upload it as a live
Yeah, that's fine. But I think what she was talking about is like
engagement.
right now, since
Yeah.
we're doing a live
Like
thing,
podcast.
it should be live. Get what she thinks. Like just for traction to see that Kabba's like, what's up?
Let's try, let's try.
There's a way you can still.
You can do post. You can create traction post like you can talk about you when you upload it.
Yeah, but
You
we
can
want
be
to do
talking
like
for.
real time.
That's what I'm saying. There's a way you can do it.
You get your songs.
This can be just. a
One
recording.
second.
Then you go to OBS.
But you see, they want to comment like comment.
No.
Yeah, no.
You can still do that. That's fine.
That's option B.
That's option. Yeah. But in OBS, if we connect OBS, we can be able to have.
That's fine. You can still do that as we do it, because it's a different gadget. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to go to YouTube, find 5 songs.
Your Apple Music. You have songs on your Apple Music.
Hardly.
Try the live.
Let me just
If he
go
gets the
to.
password, if he can, we do it. If not, we'll post it.
I only have my Netflix password because that's the most important one. That's the only password I have. Gosh. Sorry, old age comes with challenges.
If I use my phone, how am I gonna go on live?
No, tell your face. I
Where's your
was
phone?
seeing a
Could I
photo
use
of
your
you
phone?
and
Could I
Pete,
use your Apple Music?
and you look the same.
Apple Music.
You look the same.
Well, you're not supposed to change much if you don't drink as much as other people do.
What do you have?
Do, 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 do.
And now how am I gonna record the video?
Okay, alright. Because are we gonna use the Bluetooth speaker? If we are, you can give me your 5 songs, and it will be on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And then, no, but it's not like we're not gonna listen to like the full.
No, it's not the full song. It's just like part
Just
of the song.
guess the lyrics, like a small part.
So we
Gosh.
could give you both. Like we could give you so you could just
Use the
play
last
that.
part.
Okay.
Just Spotify. You can
Okay. Oh, so then.
just listen to the music.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
Sefu, after you ask the question, after the music is played,
This one?
that can, the second track can look for sound.
Hello, hi.
When you ask a question, and
I sent Sylvester the money.
the second song can be looked for and look for the third.
Can it just
Yeah.
like, can we cue them?
Yeah, yeah.
Have
because
5.
Oh yeah, we actually can do that.
Yeah. So come from the side.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So use the
Come and
speaker.
pick some.
Speaker.
I already have like 2. Who am I giving my list? How to do this one?
If I have a pen and paper, I'll do this for you real quick so that then you just have it. Sorry, I have another meeting and it's with my directors.
Okay.
So they're just about to walk in.
How many more minutes?
The audio is what's up.
Kwa saa yako tu ndio ilisumbua. It is gonna pick.
Oh, the noise is right.
Nice, yeah. So what you do with you can
Hi, Mama. What happened? They didn't want you to swim anymore? Sorry. Could you give me a serviette? Sorry, baby. Sorry. Sorry. They didn't want you to do any more swimming. It's okay, and you're sleepy. Okay. Sorry, baby. Sorry. Nice, okay. Sit here. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Good girl.
Hi JJ.
I'm in a foul mood.
You're so beautiful.
Say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you.
What did you want? I wanted to give you something nice. Just finish first.
The banana, you don't want it.
Show you.
So tell how do you make this? Just water.
Simply add water. And a little sugar, yeah.
And sugar.
Yeah, a little sugar.
It's really nice.
What are you doing, honey?
Kwa hizi?
Mm-hmm.
Hizi?
Lakini itabidi mchukue, I have not finished.
Nataka kwenda naye raundi mkifika.
Okay.
Zingine ikifika nini? Ile raundi mwenda. Then your hoodie. Yeah, which one? The red one? Which one do you like? You'll come help me choose, okay?
Sasa hizi imestop so hii itabariki.
Cut it out. You cut it out. Just so you will cut this bit.
Yeah, I might just stop it up.
Yeah, see that's what I thought you did. Cut one so that you know.
You need just for you to just cut 5 minutes. Or?
It's live, so we can.
What are guys seeing right now? Are they seeing everything like this?
No, it's okay.
Okay, so.
Okay. So on the speaker? Silvo. Yep. Unaweza kusaidia speaker ni sina ile pale. Sina ile pen.
Lazima udisconnect. You're sleepy. Change. You're sleepy. You're sleepy. Are you sleepy? Baby. Baby. JJJ.
So, hii Bluetooth tutaweka wapi?
It's going to connect it.
Nataka nitasikika vizuri.
Way louder than us.
Yeah.
Forget you. I'm not the one from the bottom for the rest of the first one. We'll do that.
How many songs are you
Let me show you.
5 5.
Just I'm not sure the first one.
I'm out of job. No, are they already here? We were just saying that the one
Wow. Wow, that's good. That's very good. Very good. Very good. Nice.
We can check this.
Thank you guys. Good work.
I want to connect. I want to connect first.
You can put the speakers first so that it doesn't. You can put it at a pale so that it doesn't distort.
You can put together.
We can.
Who do I give this to?
What is this?
There you go. There you go. Baby, what happened? You want some ice cream?
Am I going to be the referee by
You
the
want some ice cream?
Am I the one to...
You want some ice cream?
So it's a
She
competitive
tells Silver
union.
to give you ice cream.
And then the problem is, bro, if we start doing the songs, the stream will be pulled down because of copyright.
Copyright.
Yes.
But you see, we're not, it's not tapped. It's not tapped directly. It's not tapped directly. It's just from the.
It's as long as there's sound.
I know what they pull it down when the DJ is playing it live. When it's from here, because see, I can do a live video and I'm playing background video music.
Nowadays they'll pull even that they'll pull down.
Even that.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, that's what.
MCS.
Oh, yeah. Niliona hiyo story.
Yeah,
They
they'll
pulled
pull
mine
it down.
yesterday down.
They'll pull it down. It does not matter as long as it is audible. They will pull it down.
So you can't even play a little bit of
Kama si yako inaenda.
Inaenda.
Sorry baby.
Think of another
Utafanya
game.
the Ted and produce.
Aye.
Hata hii
What about
itakuwa
local?
cool down as long
What
as
about
it's-
local? What about local?
Yeah, even
This
if
is local music.
even if it's ngoma, the skiza tune thingy, they'll pull it down.
So I can't even do it on Instagram Live?
See, Instagram.
And
is this-
and you could be shut down for copyright.
yeah.
So then...
I've actually gotten a message from IG and told me, yo, pull it down.
You read out the names. So that's it. Country music, so that's it. Unless you now read out the names and like actually sing the song.
Are you a good singer?
No, I'm not.
All right, yeah. Embarrassment. Says who?
Because
We're
he used
just
to sing.
embarrassing
Just
ourselves.
think about it. So the
Yeah.
guys when he's doing it live, he used to
Yeah, he used to play
he
them.
used to play music, but his problem was content. The content being not being upside IG. Because I can because you see guys were doing live.
Let me show
You
you
can see they
something.
can
But
play
if he's
music.
gotten a warning for
Let me show you something.
we could just
This is
names
you see like this.
or we've done this.
This
We can. I think to be on the safe side, find another concept.
So if I
That
get
one.
another block, that's it.
Find. I think to be on the safe side. Okay, go take some ice cream.
We thought about that because of your background in music.
You don't want to try and sing. You don't have to sing the whole song. Like, give me the beats and then I'll try and figure out what song it is, and then I'll do the same for you.
All of those songs, I don't know all the melodies. They're not my favorite songs. Yeah, I know like 2 or 3 of them offhand.
Then we do 2 or 3 of us.
Give me that paper. Whoever has it. Who has the paper?
Let me give.
It's easier on YouTube because you can just remove the it's called the mon what? Yeah, it's easier. Just remove it. So the stream doesn't get any money. But on Facebook.
Hmm? I have about 2 minutes. My guys are already there. Sorry. My bosses.
What side?
Thank you.
So,
Are you gonna do all of that? Are you in the field?
you want me? So you guys will compete against Amma Howlers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're back. So guys, we're back on live on line 254 and we're gonna be doing Guess the Lyrics with Ted. Yeah, we're gonna be doing it. We're doing it.
Wow.
So we're going head to head. So
All
I have
right.
a couple of songs. Don't look at my list.
I'm not looking at your list.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
No.
I have a list of mine, so I have a couple of songs. I'm gonna try and sing them out or give him a beat, and you have to figure out the lyrics to the song.
Okay.
So should I go first, or you want to go first?
You go first. Ladies first.
Okay. Listen to the words, not the voice. Okay, should I do the chorus or should I sing?
Whichever. Oh, yeah.
Let's do a bit. Sikosi uradi napata nimechill na kabinti atakuwa kila siku ya wiki piga tepsi si maswali wangire You don't know that song?
I've got no idea what song you're singing. I don't know what the hell you're... Have you just composed that song?
It's a song by Chris Kaide. Have you heard of Chris Kaide?
No.
You haven't?
No.
I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
How have you not heard of Chris?
I listen to a lot of jazz music
Me too.
and classical.
So you're about to give me those.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm done, I guess. I got the first one. He doesn't know that one. I should put you on. I'll send you my playlist.
I'll make it easy for you.
Uh-huh.
Do 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 do
Every
do
step I take.
do do do.
You're every night.
So-
I got that one.
What's the song?
No, I just guessed the lyrics.
What do you mean you guessed the lyrics? You are no, you are mumbling the lyrics.
Your every step I take. And wait. Your every breath that I take. Your every
If you get the second part, then you'll have won.
move I make.
No, keep going. Keep going.
And should I just jump to the chorus?
Yeah.
And
The
I want to
name
show
of
you
the
that
song is so simple.
I know the name.
Okay, you failed. Next song.
No, I didn't. At least I know the song. You didn't even know the song.
Okay, you get half a point.
Okay,
Let's
fine,
be
I get
fair,
half.
yeah.
I get half. You still have none. Okay, there's a new one.
Mhm.
Is that Kenyan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to tell you who it's by. I really want to tell you how my day went.
I know that song. I just don't know the lyrics.
So no points for you.
I give you half.
No,
You're
but I
being
need
really.
some- I need some
Gosh,
words.
this is the last time you're being invited to my house.
But I need some words. You don't know the words, so 2 points for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Mama, you know I love you. Yeah, I know the song.
You see, I'm being generous. So you get the second one. So you have 1.5.
I have
Who
2
sang
and a
that
half.
song? What do you mean 2.5? We haven't
And
done
that
2.
was the
Which
first
2?
one.
The first one, just that was, you got a half a mark.
No, I
Your math teacher needs to be flogged.
I don't like you right now. Okay, fine. It's your turn. Oh, Mungu halali. Oh, that's
Gosh,
like the chorus. You can't do no.
where do you get these songs from?
It's by Blinky Bill.
Oh my gosh,
You don't know?
now I'm embarrassed. They're going to think I don't know their music.
Oh my God, guys. Tell a friend to tell Blinky Bill that.
Well, you know, yeah. You know what? Speaking actually about songs, I'll tell you what.
What?
I've chosen for you songs that use a very simple formula. Melody must be memorable.
Well, thank you.
It becomes timeless and easy to remember. Now you're giving me songs that Maze?
Yes, because I have to win.
Mangiri na Mambili. Yo, man.
Ah, yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Even if you hear the song, you don't know it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm singing the melody. Do, 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 do. Let me sing the chorus.
Okay.
I'll give you blue.
I have never heard
Do, 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 do.
I don't know that song. What song is that?
The song is called Give You Blue by Alan Stone.
Oh, wow. I should listen to it. I like the melody though.
You see?
Okay, fine. You win.
So there were 3 songs, 3 on 3. You win. No, you win. I got 1.
You got 1.
Yeah, you got
So I
1.5.
won 1.5.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have- You have nothing.
No, you.
You got like a half one. This one, you kind of figured out.
Yeah, well, yeah, like half.
Like-
But how boring, yeah.
I win. I doesn't know more songs.
No, I don't.
But thank you so much for joining us. That's it from us on Live Online 254. We were your hosts.
Yeah, this is Calvin Yagudi. Thank you so much. Make sure that you follow us and look at our pages, Live Online 254 on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and IG. Thank you so very much. God bless.
And thank you, Ted.
You're
for
welcome.
having us.
Karibu
Thank
sana.
you so much, Ted, bro.
Tupikia chai.
God bless.
Amka bana utu.
Hakuna chai.
Amka.
Si umekunywa chai?
Just
Si umekunywa chai ya hibiscus?
You sit-
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Guys.
Thank you so much.
I'm filing
You're
a-
welcome.
Good job.